What's going on today, guys? Doing a little work on my 8th gen Honda Civic. It's a 2009. Dropping the transmission. Already started on that, putting in a new clutch. ACT heavy duty sprung clutch and matching flywheel that's lightened. And also have a 3rd gear synchro going in. So we're getting the trans dropped right here. I'll go down to the underneath the vehicle. I've already got the subframe out. It was a little tough, but yeah, I did it all by myself. No help at all. All completely done. There's still lots to work to do, but this is a good start. And what's left to do up here, I have to take out the slave cylinder. Right, where is it on the camera? Sorry. Right here. Yeah, it's horrible. There's 2 12s, one here, one here. Yeah, that's it. There's a line that runs right around here. You gotta take the bracket off here. I gotta undo this ground. The mount's here, but that'll be last. I took off the shift linkage here, here, and here. Went ahead and put the screws right back in. Same with my cotter pins on the shift bushings. Here, here. And unhooked this sensor. Oh man, you probably couldn't even see any of that. I undid all these, put the screws right back in. Cotter pins, shift for the shift bushings right here. Stuck those out of my way. Also, down here there's a sensor. Also a sensor right there, right behind your where the shifter hooks up right here. This guy goes right into here. Boom. Cool. And I need to take this mount off to allow clearance for when I'm taking it out. Also, gee, there's something else. Oh yeah, the whole front mount needs to come off. I should have dropped it with the subframe, but I figured I would make a little more room to get at those 317 mils to hold it on. And what I did with the bolts that I couldn't put back in like this, and just a few other areas, where your battery tray went, the whatever. For the subframe bolts, everything, I just went and put them all in my trunk, and because I know nothing back here will be getting disturbed, hopefully, and just kind of labeled what everything was. And lower control arm bolts, whatever. This is the steering rack bolts, the motor mount in the front where I said I should have dropped it off with the subframe, or no, this is the rear motor mount, and this is the one up front with that holds the front trans mount. So that's that for tonight. Yo, it's the next day, doing some work. So I showed you last night how I had the subframe. Well, pulled it out. Just didn't have room to pull it out last night because I ended up closing the garage door. It was late. But here it is, all pulled out. Cool beans. Now I freed up lots of space to drop the trans. Styling. So that's where I'm at so far. Trying to take advantage of today of the sunlight, so I'm gonna get it as far as I can. Hoping to get it dropped, cracked open, all ready to just be put back together tomorrow or whatever. I have some days off, so let's do it. Just another thing I wanted to mention was this right here, this radiator tube bracket, just kind of holds it in place. Since I just have it up on the jack stands, I don't really have a 2-ton jack, and I didn't have a piece of block of wood to get it up higher, but it's alright. So this didn't clear, so I just kind of lowered it out a little bit so I can get access. Kind of pulled it over to the wheel well and just kind of got at it, because I thought behind it was a bolt, but it's just like a fixed welded on nut. And then I just cranked it off, and then it gave me space. But I'm gonna just put it back on here now, just so it doesn't get lost, and then take it off again when I put it in. But that's that. Okay, I'm back. Kind of goofed up on a few things, but I'm working at it. Not perfect, but I'm getting it. What I did was, I was kind of in a rush to get the subframe dropped, like I showed you, that I forgot to loosen the axle nuts beforehand. So I was kind of in a pickle. So once you take that subframe out, you're just kind of hanging by your axle, your coil there, and you know, the tie rod. So it's not, it just flops all around. You have no leverage. So what I did was I just kind of scooted it back under on the jacks. Yep, it was a pain. It wasn't that bad, but it's a pain to have to do that. And bolted it up on the lower control arms, just hand finger tight, just to have some leverage on each side. So I heated it up real good with the torch, and for a while actually, just to be safe, because it's bolts, man. And then I finally got it free with a breaker bar and a 36 mil. See right on there. Right here. 36 mil. Goes right on there. Perfect. Cool. And yeah, it was kind of a pain, but you know, gotta be done. So I had no choice. Freed it up. Now I'm gonna hit the other side to get it torched for a while, so I can regain some strength. Okay, so I got my axles out, half shaft. Driver's side is just the one short axle. The passenger side has the half shaft. I just took it all out in one. I've taken it out on my old one, like right in the middle of my 99 Civic. This is 09, so I don't know, I just slid it out. And a lot of people say there's 3 screws back here, but I did 5. I did the 3, it wasn't coming out, and I found the other 2 heat shield mounts. So it's, you probably can't see this too well, but this would be like the top of it. And then there's this guy, the heat shield. And then there was this one was, or no, this was one of the 3. This one went to the heat shield over here. So I don't know. You'll see there's the 2 on the bottom, and there's the 2 on the top, and then there's one like on the top, which would be the side, I guess, if it was mounted up. I just went and put that one in. Slid right out. I ended up having to walk over to Home Depot, which wasn't bad. It's just right there. You can see the sign. But I had to get a 36 mil. I thought I had one. I guess I didn't. It's starting to rain, so it's just kind of starting to get in here a little bit. And I was laying under there. I might go take a break, smoke break, or something. So yeah, I just had to take that mount off the front still, the mount off the side, and all the bolts around that are holding the trans together. And then I should be able to drop that out. Okay, this is where I'm at. I've got the axles out. I don't know if I showed that or not, but I kind of took a break for a while. But I took all the trans bolts out. The mounts, they're on right now. They're just snugged up. I'll tell you why. I went ahead, took those ones out, but they're back in again. So I thought I had all the bolts out, but for some reason I forgot about the one I feel like most people forget about, is the starter bolt right there. I'm working on getting that out. Okay, and let me tell you, it's a pain. There's not much room down there. And also, another reason I feel like it's such a pain is because I just noticed here, I can try and just above the shift fork and there, right in that little crevice, right in here. That's the end of it. And every single bolt I've had to take out with an exposed end like that has been such a pain. And I would have lubed that if I would have realized it. I didn't realize it until I started looking around why it was such a pain. But now I got some spray on it, and yeah, there it is. And I'm gonna let it do its thing with the PB blaster and freaking lube up. And then I'm gonna, just for safety, I'm gonna get a torch in there again, because that's been the money route the whole time. It's right above the shift fork. That's it right there. As you can see, I've got, you know, some of it out, but geez, it's a pain. I've even, you know, trying using the Milwaukee here, but you know, that can get up in there. It's just not strong enough yet. So I'm hoping once it's lubed up, put some flame on it, I can break it free with the ratchet, a manual one, and then get in there with this and just pull it out the rest of the way. So I'm pretty sure it's just threaded into the trans, so once I break it from the trans, right, just right there, right where where my letters start there, that's the seam. Then I can undo these bolts I went ahead and put in there and there underneath. But the reason I snugged those up was because I was thinking it was like, you know, binding or something. The trans wasn't mating with the head or the block perfectly for the bolt to come out straight. I was thinking it was kind of trying to do it like a crooked angle kind of thing. So I went ahead, bolted it back up, put a few bolts in the trans just to keep everything aligned on the mounts and like how it would be. And yeah, it still didn't really do much, but it's fine. These bolts will zip right out, there's no worries. And so I'm gonna get this dropped here, but I'm thinking about taking a break, go fishing. It's a nice day because I've been working on this and I've still got time to do it, so I'm not worried. But it's been a little challenge. It was a little bit rougher than I thought. It's just mainly because of the sticky bolts on the subframe. And then the two 14s, yeah, I got off last night. Oh yeah, I need a block of wood there. Don't hate. But the two 14s, one was, geez, right where, right in the middle there. There's one, that guy, one in focus. See how that's the exposed end? That one was a pain. And there's another one just like it right there on the side. And Jesus. But I got them, so I was last one, and it's coming down. And then I'm freaking money because I'm gonna pop the new clutch on, 6-puck, and start getting this case off the trans, and it'll be fun. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna take a break, let the PB blaster do its thing. I'm gonna go get some fishing in, and come back later tonight when it's a little cooled off. Actually, I'm kind of sweating out here, and kind of just get this bolt out. I'm gonna take the torch to it, like I said. I'm gonna do the works because I gotta be careful because my coolant line's there. I don't want to burn anything. The rubber boot around the shift fork, I just don't want anything to be damaged. And so I might cover some of that up, or I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I might just get in there with the flame real tight so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna squirt some more PB blaster in there. So you can see right here. Screw it, I'm going kill mode with it. Stripping down on some cardboard down there, but hopefully that'll all dry up by the time I'm done. And yeah, that's where I'm at, really. I got my slave cylinder off. That's where that's hanging there. Once you take these two out, it should just drop right down, no worries. I was saying I'd take this off, but it's hooked to the mount, so I'm not dropping this mount. So it's these two, and then there's one in the back, right there. That's where that goes. So you gotta get that one out. The bolts are on the stud here, and the bolts are on the stud there. on the mount. So that side will be free. And then hopefully my steering rack fell a little bit. Hopefully it clears my trans or something. I might have to rig something up, but I don't know. I gotta get it done before. I don't know. I got time, but it's cool. I'm not worried. So once I get that trans off of there, putting it back together. Well, after I get the trans out, put the synchro on, all my new stuff, putting it back together, this thing should be nice, and then torquing everything down, of course, but instead of sitting there with a ratchet, or your fingers. But that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm trying to go throw some rod, catch some fish. So yeah, I'm gonna let that PB do its thing. Right in there, and then see if I can just keep getting it. It's a 17 mil, and it's just a pain. So, but yeah, let's go do some fishing. All right, guys. So I got the transmission out. It appeared it had been out before. I could tell someone had taken the subframe out, but so when I went ahead and looked, this is the old clutch that was on it, and that looks like an Excetti. And the flywheel's still on. I gotta pop that off, but looks aftermarket. So me saying that, here, I'll show you. Yeah. What it looks like, why I was having such a hard time getting the starter bolt out. I've already flipped it over, but they cross-threaded it in, and gee, it was a pain, and actually cracked the bell housing where it screws in. It still threads up, so I might just stick it in and send it. But geez, that sucks though. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this case ripped open, see what's going on, and try and get it put back together. So let's get this going. Okay, so I went ahead and took the case off my trans, and it's kind of weird. All the gears, or the shafts, came with the case all upside down. So I don't know if it's just that bearing was stuck in. Everything's stuck around that bearing, so I'm kind of working on getting that bearing off, and then start pulling the gears and synchros off till third, and slap on that new one. The magnet, there is some metal on it. But yeah, what I did was, to get everything out, I was kind of nervous that everything was gonna fall apart when I was, but I took the oil drain pan out, or the fluid drain thing, and some RTV. Then I just kind of started working at it with my hands, with gloves around each side, and I just kind of heard it pop out, and I just pulled it all out nicely, stuck it all in a nice clean cardboard box. Took a picture just to make sure everything was nice, so when I put it back together. And then I brought the counter shaft over here, and then I'm gonna start working at that here soon. Okay, we've got this is the main shaft. On the last video I said counter shaft, I meant main shaft, just brain farting a little bit. But I went ahead, got the top bearing off, slid out all the gears. A little tricky, but they'll come. And I noticed something a little interesting. That these synchros, this is third gear, and I'll show you why. I had a third gear grind in this car, and I'll show you why right now. Look at that. These right here, this is not OEM. This is, I want to say Super Tech. I mean Synchro Tech or whatever. Just annihilated the carbon in there. Just slipped. slip. Let's see if I can get a little better. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm putting in here. I got an OEM one, but this is what was causing all my problems. So yeah, that's that garbage. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the new synchro on here and try to get this put back together as fast as possible. Get the trans back in my car, clean all this up, whatever. Yep, you know the deal. Alright, I figured now's a good time to show you guys what's going in the car. Bam. Throwout bearing. That pilot bearing's supposed to be in here. Maybe it's down in here. Yeah, it's in here with the, yep, pressure plate. One second. Okay, and flywheel. I just got my clutch bolts in there for now. But also had to get the Flash Pro. Okay, so this is what I was going over earlier about the synchro. This is an OEM one. Okay. This is the 3-piece. This, and this, and this. And if you see in here, it's not carbon, it's just the brass. And it's just the middle ring, and then just more of their brass they use. And this is the better way to go. I got it all screwed up now, but there it goes, like so. Bam, bam. Something like that. I think I got, yeah, that goes like, yep, and that seats in there a little more. That seats in there a little, like so. So this goes over to the top. And once you get it all upside down, it slides right in there. Bam. So that's how that goes. And it's marked there. So I'll see if it's aligned up on my other one, but yeah, that's what's going in for right now. It's my journey to Boost. Oh no, my kid, what are you doing? Getting in my box? Oh, I gotta bleep that out. It was supposed to be in there. Alright, I'm back and I had to order a new sleeve. My old one severely dinged up and it wouldn't engage smoothly, so I went ahead and ordered me a new one. If you can see the little burrs on the bottoms and the tops right now, getting hung up. It was bad, along with the synchro, so getting this all nice and smooth engagement, so I went with a Synchrotech upgrade. And now that I'm looking at this, no, this looks just like the OEM one. But I guess it's, yeah, it's different. It's hardened or whatever. But I would have went OEM, but I just couldn't find one. I didn't really look too hard. This was online, $100 shipped. It literally got here in, I ordered it on like Wednesday night. It was here when I got home from work on Friday. So it took like one full day pretty much to get from California all the way to the other side of the country. So I'm happy about that. So now I can start getting this thing back together. Alrighty. I got these shafts back in, the forks back in, everything all almost back in. But third gear here goes right in. Go back to neutral. That's fourth. That's neutral. See, everything spins. I got a little fuzz here. Okay, yeah, everything's spinning. Nice and smooth. Everything fit right down in here. I kind of goofed up, of course. That's what I do. But hey, it helps me learn. I'm all for it. But this black piece, when I took the case apart, everything came with everything. All my gears, everything right here came with the case. And I even undid the snap ring, so I don't know, but I had to get everything out one piece. And this piece down here, the reverse lockout, it kind of fell off on its own, so I didn't really know exactly where it went back in. But I mean, it was kind of self-explanatory because the reverse lock, I think this is the reverse light or something. Yeah, the light. And this piece hooks. You can't see that, but it hooks to that other fork there. And then you gotta pretty much put the forks together, the two shafts together with all the gears on it, and then pick it all up in one and drop it in. And it's sat really nice, so I didn't have any trouble with that. But like I said, I did it once, it went in, and I had to take it back off to put that one in. But slid it up on the fork, held it, and then it dropped right in. Don't forget the two washers on the bottom of the main. And yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go clean this up a little bit more, throw some RTV down, some this good old Honda Bond. Got a fresh pack. So I went ahead with the OEM Synchro. That's the part number right there. That's third and fourth K series Synchro. And I went with the Synchrotech hardened 3 to 4 Synchro sleeve. I guess these should be a little more decent. If that's a problem, a common problem, them getting eaten up from the Synchros being bad. But yeah, everything went back together really nice. I enjoy working on these transmissions. They're kind of fun and interesting. K-Series. This is the first one I've done, honestly. I did all this by myself, so hopefully I'm doing it right. But I have faith in myself. I know how these things work. Oh, and it's in gear again or something. But yeah. No, it spins. But I'm not going to spin it around too much. I just wanted to make sure everything spun. And then I'm going to just kind of get it cleaned up. Throw some gasket down on here, some Honda Bond all the way around. Freaking put the case back on. And then I got my flywheel off over here. You won't be able to really see, but this is looks like an Exetti flywheel. So, and then I cleaned up in the, which you can't see, but I cleaned up in there a little bit. But having this guy will help put everything back together. Axles, so I'm styling. That's how that goes. Alright, I got my trans case back on. The shift selector in, all these in, all the bolts, everything. Trans is all back together. And what you want to look for is a nice solid bead of Honda Bond all the way around the case. And that's how you know you're good. And also you can see, before you put your shift selector on, there's a nice window here. You can see, you know, somewhat inside to make sure you have a good bead on the inside as well. I got the top on, the seat clamp, the the frickin' snap ring or whatever you want to call it up here was kind of a pain, but I got it. I was reading before I did this, was people would turn them upside down, this and that, and kind of banging it or whatever. I did that lightly on this pallet, and it kind of got it started. And then I used my snap ring pliers I have laying around here somewhere. Yeah, right here. Which I kind of got a crappy pair, but it's alright. These guys, they help a lot. I definitely recommend it. Also, what did I do here? Also, yeah, so I had it going, and I kind of just used my foot to kind of stomp it down a little bit, and then it was good. But yeah, that's that. About to get the new clutch and stuff on right here. Got the box. Got all this cleaned up down here a little bit. That's the main seal, rear main seal. Okay, so I'm gonna get the new clutch and shit on. It's kind of been a pain, but it's been fun. I've learned a lot. Pretty happy I know a little bit more about internals on transmissions now, so that's pretty cool. And so it's pretty cool stuff. I'm happy. I'm ready. It shifts smooth. Well, from everything's cool there. I brake cleaned the inside of the case. I cleaned everything up in the inside pretty well. So yeah, that's that. I didn't do the outside, but it's alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the new clutch and stuff on here soon. Alright guys, here's the 6-puck sprung ACT clutch, along with the flywheel just brake cleaned off. Okay, got my flywheel on. ACT matching flywheel. Cool beans. Use some red Permatex on there on the threads, and grease the splines up on this. Get it mounted up with the clutch key, or the alignment tool, they call it. Alright. Alright, I got my flywheel, clutch, pressure plate all on. Everything's fitting real nice. Everything's aligned perfect. I'm pretty happy about that. Just getting ready to just kind of clean it up, waiting for the Honda bond to cure. And I'm gonna throw in the throwout bearing, and then I'm gonna slap this frickin' trans back in, put my axles back in, subframe, and yeah, frickin' drive the frickin' car. I really wanna have it done tomorrow. It's been a few days extra, and yeah, I want to have it done tomorrow because my mom's making lasagna, so I want to drive over to her house, give me on some of that lasagna. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Everything went in nice, happy about that. So about to be styling here soon, and then I'll let you know the next update. Cool beans. So I got the trans back up, mounted. Everything's all good to go. Got my shifter cables back on the mount here, all good. There's two back here, one behind here, one over there. Got my axles on, both sides. So now I just filled it up through the speed sensor. Fit 2 quarts in there of the good old Honda manual transmission fluid. 2 quarts. And so yeah, about to put the subframe on and lower her down after I put the wheels on. And yeah. Alrighty, so I got the Civic all done. Just got it back. I got an alignment on it. Just because the steering rack came down on me on accident, but it's alright. I need an alignment anyway. But yeah, it's pretty outside here now. Ready for some fun. Journey to Boost.